Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, and coming up in the next half an hour. India secures back-to-back medals at ongoing Paris Paralympics as Avni Lekra secures gold and Mona Agrawal secures her first bronze medal in parachuting. Preeti Pal wins India's first Paralympic medal in track event. UEFA Champions League draws are out. Liverpool to face a tough challenge this time in revamped draw studded with 36 teams. Naomi Osaka, Carlos Alcaraz bows out of the US Open in early stages. India's Yuki Bhamri, N. Sriram Balaji and Rohan Bopanna to play men's doubles at the US Open today. Let's begin with all the latest from the world of Paris Paralympics. It's a triple delight for India as India has secured 3 medals in the ongoing Paris Paralympics. India opened their medal tally at the Paris Paralympics with 2 medals back-to-back in shooting first. Avni Lekra won her second gold medal in Paralympics, while Mona Agrawal won bronze medal in final of 10-meter air rifle standing SH1 category in parachuting. Avni Lekra not only defended her gold medal in the event that she'd won at Tokyo Paralympics, she also bettered her Paralympics record of 249.6 that she had set 3 years ago with 249.7. This is Avni's consecutive second gold medal. Earlier, the duo finished in the top 8 in the qualification. Lekra, who won the gold medal earlier at Tokyo Paralympics as well, stormed into the shooting final this time after finishing second in the qualification event with a total score of 625.8. Avni is a wheelchair-bound shooter after a car mishap left her paralyzed below the waist when she was 11 years old. SH1 category in shooting involves shooters who've movement affected in their arms, lower trunk, legs or have an absence of limbs. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated gold medalist Avni Lekra on her historic triumph. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to social media platform X and wrote, I quote him, India opens its medal account in the Paralympics 2024. Congratulations to Avni Lekra for winning the coveted gold in the R2 Women 10-meter air rifle SH1 event. She also creates history as she is the first Indian women athlete to win 3 Paralympic medals. Unquote. Continuing, her dedication continues to make India proud. For Mona Agrawal, Prime Minister said, and I quote his tweet here, congratulations to Mona Agrawal on winning the bronze medal in R2 Women 10-meter air rifle SH1 event at the Paris Paralympics 2024. Her remarkable achievement reflects her dedication and quest for excellence. India is proud of Mona, unquote. India secured its 3rd Paris Paralympics medal today as India's Preeti Pal created history by becoming the first Paralympian to win a medal in a track event. Preeti won bronze medal in women's 100-meter T35 finals. Preeti finished with a time of 14.21. With this, she becomes the first Paralympian medalist for India in a track event in the history of Paralympics. This time of 14.21 is also Preeti's personal best. And now to discuss more on this, I'm joined by DD India correspondent Narayan Singh from Newsroom. Narayan, it's a triple delight for India on day 2 of Paris Paralympics. 1 gold medal and 2 bronze medals. What do you have to say about India's performance on day 2 itself? It is coming out really brilliantly.
Definitely, Deepika, if we talk about this performance, it is extraordinary on day 2 itself. As day 1, there were ranking rounds and the opening rounds, and today when it was a medal round, Indian shooters, the way Avni Lekra and Mona Agrawal performed, we can say that was stupendous, putting their best foot forward. And at one point of time, it was India versus India for the gold and silver. But we can say that the kind of performance Mona Agrawal delivered, she was also in contention for gold for most of the time. And talking about this particular match, it was at one point of round, especially till the third last round, it was a difference. It was a difference of finest of the margins of just 0.2 between the three shooters to win a gold medal. But we can say that the consistency of the Avni Lekhra that mattered most. That puts her in a different level from the other shooters in this tournament, in this match. And if you talk about here, the pressure plays a very important role. Till the last session, before the second last session, it was the Korean who was going for the gold. But in the last session, in the last round, she shot a horrible 6.8, and that helped Avni to win the gold medal in this match. And talking about the overall scenario, definitely the shooter who topped the qualification with a world record in the qualification, she stood fourth. So we can say that the Indian shooters stood out, we can say that, from the other shooters, and they definitely they just hold their nerve in the finest way. And it was, we can say that, one of the best performance and the first double podium finish for the India in the Para Games.
And also when we talk about the kind of first that we are witnessing, this totally showcases that how India is progressing on different sporting fields, be it para-athletics, be it parachuting, be it Preeti or be it Mona Agrawal. We are recording many firsts, and we are hoping that this record will continue as the Para Games progress. How do you look at India's performance and India's growing prowess in different sporting disciplines, be it normal sports or be it para sports?
Definitely, now India is not only doing well in the sports where our athletes are good and they were already winning the medals, but in the, we can say that, unknown territory where we are just there for the sake of the participation, we were there. But now the picture has been totally changed, and as the way Preeti Paul won first track medal in the Paralympics history, it shows that we are also doing well where we were not winning the medals, we were there for just the sake of the participation. So kudos to the way the sports ministry, the sports authority of India, just when they discussed the things that we should also do better in the sports where we are just there for the participation. So this is the result of the concrete effort from the sports ministry side and our athletes too, the kind of hard work they are doing, the kind of confidence they are carrying at the mega events. So we are hoping in the as the Para Games will progress, we will see that more medals will come from the areas where we were just there for the participation in the past. And it's just a start, and we can say that last time around we won 19 medals at the Tokyo Para Games, and the number of medals that we won at the Tokyo Para Games, it was more than that from the 1968 when India participated till the 2016 games. The number of medals won by India was 12, and in itself, in the 2021 edition, the Paralympic Games that held in Tokyo, India won 19 medals. So it shows that sharp improvement in the Indian para sports, and definitely this time around we are looking at expecting around more than 25 medals in the Para Games, Paralympics.
All right. Thank you so much, Narayan, for joining us and bringing us a rounded perspective on India's achievement on day 2 itself at Paris Paralympics. Now, India's Nitesh Kumar has qualified for the semi-finals in para-badminton category at Paris Paralympics. Nitesh Kumar thrashed China's Yang Jinyuan in straight games in his second men's singles SL3 Group A match to make it to the semi-finals category. Nitesh outclassed Yang by 21-5, 21-11 in a dominating show. Nitesh is now assured of a top 2 finish in the 4-man group with his second consecutive victory. The top 2 ranked players from each of the 2 groups qualify for the semi-final. He had suffered a permanent damage to his leg due to an accident that took place back in the year 2009. Tokyo silver medalist Indian shuttler Suhas Yathiraj booked his semi-final spot on Friday. Yathiraj cruised to a victory against South Korea's Won Shin Kyung with a 26-24, 21-14 scoreline in their men's singles SL4 Group A match. The SL4 class is designated for the athletes with lower limb impairments and minor balance issues in walking or running. India's para-archer Sarita advanced into round of 16 after defeating United States' Noor Janet and Abdul Jalil in women's individual compound open ranking round at Paris Paralympics. At the 2022 Asian Para Games held in Hangzhou, China, the Indian Paralympic star won a silver medal with a scoreline of 139, losing to her opponent who scored 141 points. This achievement marked her as a rising star in Indian para-archery. India's Manish Narwal has also qualified for P1 men's 10-meter air pistol SH1 final at Paris Paralympics on Friday after finishing 5th with a score of 565. The Tokyo Paralympic gold medalist in the mixed 50-meter pistol SH event recovered well from a poor start to make it to the final, which is scheduled to take place later in the day. However, it was heartbreak for Rudransh Khandelwal, who finished 9th with a score of 561. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron was presented with the Olympic Order by International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach. In recognition of his unstinting support for the success of the Olympic Games and his attachment to the Olympic ideal dear to Pierre de Coubertin, President Emmanuel Macron was presented with the Olympic Order in gold. Macron has also backed India to successfully host Summer Olympics in near future. He expressed his strong belief in India's ability to host the Olympic Games, highlighting its potential to organize such events effectively. More from Paralympics. In the Taekwondo, Afghan Sakia Khudadadi completed a remarkable journey to become the first athlete from the refugee team to win a medal at the Paralympics event when she clinched a bronze medal. Khudadadi made her Paralympics debut in Tokyo days after being exfiltrated from Taliban-controlled Kabul. The 25-year-old, who was granted asylum by France, was cheered on like a local throughout the day by the Grand Palais crowd and by her coach, Hebi Niare, who took a Taekwondo silver medal in Rio Olympics 2016. Moving on, Zambia are expected to take part in Paris Paralympics despite being omitted from the opening ceremony. The Zambian flag was nowhere to be seen as the athletes paraded down the Champs-Élysées to Place de la Concorde on 28th of August in an event attended by some 50,000 people in a joyful atmosphere. Paralympic Committee said they failed to confirm that they were travelling to the Games. 2 athletes from Zambia are scheduled to participate in the Games, with their para-athletics event taking place on 4th and 5th of September.
No one has arrived yet from the Zambian delegation, and we'd had zero communication. They obviously entered their athletes into the Games, and then for the last few days that we'd heard nothing from them, which was the reason why. And we'd emailed them saying, look, if you don't confirm that you are travelling and show us your tickets, then we will remove the flag. We heard nothing, despite the team constantly trying to get into dialogue with them. This morning in the inbox was proof of the tickets saying they're coming.
Now, India's Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya, launched Retired Sportsperson Empowerment Training or RESET program on the occasion of National Sports Day. The minister said RESET program is aimed at empowering retired sportspersons who brought immense laurels to the nation. The program will support them in their career development journey by empowering them with the necessary knowledge and skills and making them more employable.
मैं मानता हूं कि ऐसे कार्यक्रम से हमारे निवृत्त खिलाड़ियों में जो कौशल्य है, जो स्किल है, उसकी क्षमता है, उसका न्यू जनरेशन को फायदा होगा। देश के कई नए खिलाड़ी को निर्माण करने में उसकी भूमिका रहेगी और ये स्वयं सेट हो जाएंगे और राष्ट्र निर्माण में सहयोग करते रहेंगे। इसलिए रिसेट प्रोग्राम का आज स्पोर्ट्स मिनिस्ट्री के द्वारा प्रारंभ हो रहा है। सभी स्पोर्ट्स के साथ जुड़े हुए निवृत्त खिलाड़ियों को मैं इस योजना में शामिल होने के लिए आह्वान करता हूं।
Moving on to soccer now, Liverpool were drawn on Thursday to face champions Real Madrid when they returned to the Champions League that has been expanded to a 36-team league format. The revamped competition has also set up other intriguing matchups, including a rematch of last year's final between Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid, while Manchester City are slated to battle Paris Saint-Germain. In this year's men's tournament, teams will compete in 8 fixtures during the league phase, marking a significant departure from the traditional group stage format. The draw featured special guests Cristiano Ronaldo and Gianluigi Buffon. The dates and teams and times for each team's fixture will be announced on Saturday. The draw's been made for the first stages of this season's UEFA Champions League. It is no longer a group phase to begin, with 36 teams going into single league initially. TD India's Ollie Barrett reports from London.
Well, we do now know at least how the competition will begin in this new so-called Swiss League format. When it comes to the early fixtures in this league, the English teams have some interesting ties lined up. Liverpool face Real Madrid, for example. Man City and Arsenal both play Paris Saint-Germain in their fixtures. Manchester City and Arsenal both also play Inter Milan in the fixtures that they have lined up. Aston Villa have interesting ties against Bayern Munich and against Juventus as well. Elsewhere, Real Madrid against Dortmund is a repeat of last year's final. In this year's league stages, we have PSG against Bayern Munich, also a repeat of a previous Champions League final. PSG also play Atletico Madrid in their fixtures. Barcelona have Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund lined up in their early round as well. Once the initial league fixtures have been played, the top 8 teams overall will go straight through to the last 16 knockout round stages of the competition. 9th to 24th in that league head into a playoff round to decide the final 8 teams that make up that 16. Now, UEFA says this will mean more football, more high-standard football, more ties between some of Europe's biggest teams. Critics say, well, it's more football at a time when footballers are already potentially tired and fatigued. They also wonder whether we will see more big ties between big teams that actually don't mean very much when it comes to the final standings. But UEFA are confident that this is going to inject excitement into the early stages of the competition compared to sometimes less than exciting matches in the previous group stages of the competition. The action in the league phase starts on the 17th of September, and that league phase runs until January before the knockouts start after that. Ollie Barrett in London reporting for DD India.
Cristiano Ronaldo, the all-time leading goal scorer in UEFA Champions League, was honoured with a special award by UEFA President Alexander Ceferin on Thursday, recognising his remarkable achievements. The Portugal captain received an award for being the all-time Champions League top goal scorer, with 39-year-old netting 141 goals during his spells with Manchester United, Real Madrid and Juventus. During that time, he also won the competition on 5 different occasions, once with Manchester United, before 4 times with Real Madrid, including 3 in a row from 2016 to 2018. And now it's time to get you all the latest from ongoing US Open. Former champion Carlos Alcaraz's Grand Slam winning streak came to a screeching halt at the US Open as the Spanish was thumped by 6-1, 7-5 and 6-4 by unseeded Dutchman Bottich dos Anjos in the second round. Alcaraz never recovered from a shaky start and made unforced errors throughout as the inspired Van de Zandschulp snapped the French Open and Wimbledon champions' 15-match winning run at the majors. World number 1 Yannick Sinner outclassed Alex Michelsen in straight sets to make it to the third round of the US Open. Italy's Yannick Sinner beat the American by 6-4, 6-0, 6-2 for his 50th victory of the year. The 23-year-old will play Australian Chris O'Connell in the third round in New York. Meanwhile, Iga Swiatek beat Ina Shipahara by 6-0, 6-0 to reach the third round of the ongoing US Open. Poland's Swiatek is the reigning US Open champion and is aiming to secure her second title in New York. 6-seed Jessica Pegula beat fellow American Sofia Kenin to keep her Grand Slam hopes alive. Pegula will play Bozas Moniro next after Moniro beat Britain's Katie Poulter by 7-5 and 7-5. In another major upset, two-time US Open champion Naomi Osaka crashed out of the US Open in second round after trailing by a set. Czech Republic's Karolina Mukova beat Osaka by 6-3 and 7-6. In terms of rankings, the match does not qualify as an upset as Mukova is number 52 in the world and Osaka is number 88. However, Osaka is a former world number 1 and 4-time Grand Slam winner. Her ranking slipped during her year plus absence from the game due to maternity leave and a mental health break. India's Rohan Bopanna and Australian partner Matthew Abden defeated Dutch pair of Sander Arends and Robin Haas in straight sets to enter the second round of the US Open men's doubles category. The second-seeded Indo-Australian tennis pair ended as the runners-up in last year's US Open. Bopanna and Abden beat the unseeded duo of Netherlands by 6-3, 7-5 in 64 minutes. It was Bopanna-Abden's first victory in 4 matches. Bopanna and Abden will meet the Spanish-Argentine pair of Roberto Carbolas and Federico Coria in their second round match on Friday night, as per Indian Standard Time. Moving on, the Indian Racing Festival is set to make history with its inaugural night race at the Chennai Formula Racing Circuit. The maiden Chennai Formula 4 racing circuit will be held on 31st of August and 1st of September in the southern Indian city of Chennai. The racing circuit, spanning a 3.5 kilometers route, is the longest street circuit in India and South Asia. From F1 facts, now let's move on to hockey pitches. In hockey, the Women's Asian Champions Trophy will be hosted in India's ancient city of Rajgir in Bihar. The event will be a joint venture between Hockey India and Bihar government. It will be held at the newly developed Rajgir Hockey Stadium from 11th till the 20th of November this year. Besides the defending champions, India, China, Japan, Korea and Malaysia along with Thailand are expected to participate in the marquee tournament. And with this, it's a wrap here on DD India Sports Buzz for now. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screens to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika Mehta, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching Sports Buzz. Namaskar.